that they won't walk out and decided that they must break the tables.
That's the thing I need
and decided that they must break the microphones.
No, that's the thing we need.
No, that doesn't justify that.
How do you justify?
It doesn't justify that.
To walk out on the basis of breaking microphones.
The first thing is that the members of the committee were there to perform a constitutional mandatory rule, Article 78, prior approval. That is their rule given. In the obstruction of that rule, you have the right to defend. There's everything constitutional about defending a rule so assigned to me by the Constitution. And someone wants
defended by fisticuffs.
I'm coming. And someone wants to obstruct that process. So if you say there was nothing unconstitutional about, I would disagree that there was. Second, the minority members did not set out to break chairs. They protested by standing up and saying that, Mr. Chairman, contrary to our agreement, you are bringing in, smuggling in nominees, contrary to our agenda set under our standing orders on meetings of committee.
And the chairman said we are going ahead. Let the next.
The chairman said,
you said you will not allow that to happen.
In flagrant disobedience of their own consensus. The chairman said, we said we are not going to allow that. We were protesting, and you have the right to protest. Whatever the members of parliament were doing by way of protestation was not illegal. What degenerated to chaos was when some minority members of the parliament wanted to forcibly evict the members of the minority out of the vetting room.
That was not on this camera.
That was in the. How could this guy, Roxanne, was to the right-hand side of the chairman? How did you get to the left-hand side of the chairman?
He was forcing the chairman to go out.
I'm saying that the Roxanne, the Fiam Makpo, was to the right-hand side of the chairman, whilst the minority was sitting to the left-hand side of the chairman. How did we get the minority members from the right-hand side crossing over?
Everything that happened in that room is on TV.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That it's on TV.
What you are talking about, we can't testify to. That's what I'm saying.
I am saying that, but you saw the
minority tried to force the majority tried to force the minority to go out.
If you listen carefully to the words that were uttered and you listen to the audio visuals, you realize simply walk out. If you want to walk out, the members say, no, we will not walk out, but we are insisting that the right thing should be done because we can take the next nominees the following day.
Did they hold anybody to push them out?
I'm saying that this Keita MP, you saw him. And they're saying that, look, as far as we are concerned, we are not going to walk out, but we will insist that these proceedings will not continue because it is our right to be part of this proceedings.
That's why Inusa and others say it's lawlessness.
It's not lawless. That's what I'm saying, that if it's unfortunate, I'm not justifying the breaking of chairs and the chaos. No one would justify that. But I'm saying that was only a remnant. That was only an effect of an underlying cause.
The point is that since you disagreed, you either walked out or you sat there quietly and observed.
If that is their strategy, it is conceivable that under the circumstance, the majority intended that they will put up something which will force the minority to walk out so they can have their way and pass these people without much rancor.
But what is wrong with that strategy?
That strategy means
what is wrong with that strategy?
Can I finish? There's nothing wrong with strategy. So then the other side also takes the strategy that you break the chairs. No, but I would also have my say. So if you have a strategy for me to walk out, I will not give you the pleasure of walking out.
I'll break the chairs.
Nobody just
break it. Who just get
I will stay here. Regardless of your.
They didn't stay there. They broke the chairs.
No one will get
it. Say, look, France was on their way to win a World Cup, and Zidane was in the front of that. When the Italians realized that they couldn't do anything to win, they managed to get Materazzi to headbutt Zidane. Zidane became angry and did something that he was moved out. That is how they lost the World Cup. Sometimes the strategy of
I tell you that in 2017
that you are going to do something that inures to their benefit. What I'm saying is this: nobody can justify.
In 2017,
if the strategy was to make them walk out,
let them give you.
Then indeed they were right not to walk out.
No, they were not right.
If the strategy,
they were not right.
They were not right to break.
They were not right.
But if the strategy was to make them walk out, I agree that they should not walk out.
We're not walking out.
Even if they are going to have their way.
So how did they have their say? How did they have their say?
2 Rams.
To sit down there and finish.
Sit down there and finish.
Yes, but
we all
2 Rams cannot drink from the same bucket at the same time. They will lock horns.
Yes,
that's the African
so that's the scheduling problem.
Yeah.
So they should agree who would drink first and who would drink second. Now, one can decide that I'm going to do something to make you go away, so I'll drink all the water.
Democracy is played by a majority rule.
Yes, but the minority will always have their say.
Yes,
that is the consensus.
If you fall to the strategy and you walk out, you have lost your say. So if you know that I will not have my way, but I can have my say, and look, there is value to that say. When the vetting was going on, there are pieces of information that came up which were necessary. Afenyo elicited some sort of information which was useful. When his properties were brought up, if he was not there to defend himself, the whole country would have felt that Afenyo has stolen land. But he was able to prove that he had a lease. All right? So I'm saying, have your say. It could be your opponent's strategy to make you so angry that you would not have your say, you walk out. Okay. If that's the strategy, they were right to stay there. Yes. Nobody is right to break tables. But always make sure that you don't fall to your opponent's
you have set your own questions and you are answering them. No one says that they were not right to stay there. No one has said that.
We are saying they were right to resist.
No, please.
Walking out.
Please, no one has said that they have no right to be there. They are part of the committee. That their right to be in that meeting is funded by their membership of that committee. So no one has said that.
They are saying
this is your own question.
No, you can't have that meeting at that time.
You are there
because we have to be there.
Kofi, if you are there,
that's what they are saying.
Your right do not mature into breaking tables and
that's also not you microphones. We are not talking about that. We are saying you can't have that meeting at that time because we have to be there.
Let me play the speaker's role now and protect Vera.
Thank you, Samson.
Okay, yes.
Okay, so for me, I think you know my.
Please, can we keep the footage rolling? They should continue to see it as often as they will see what they were doing in that house.
You know my position.
But I have said last week that I was completely surprised because the people involved, a good number of them, my mates, from school, and I don't know them to conduct themselves that way. Some my juniors, I don't know them to conduct themselves that way. So I was surprised that they would think that holding table, pushing it here and there,
breaking microphones.
That was fair.
So for me, how did we get here, Samson?
Right.
And I still stand by the point that the structure of the appointment committee is just not helping us. It's not efficient. If you have 15 people vetting all the nominees, including regional ministers, it's not efficient. They were tired. They said they were tired. And it's understandable when members have sat for that.
They should have multiple committees?
Para vetting. That is what I think we should do this. We should have para vetting, the sector by sectorial vetting. We are using the American system. The UK doesn't even go through this vet. When you get your letter, the next day you start work. But we have adopted an approach. Let's go through vetting, which is very good for social accountability. We get to hear from our ministers. People who are going to be leading us in different sectors. But we should make this process more efficient. We have done this for years. And listening to the Honorable Bedres Committee, you realize that there are some fundamental issues with the structure, communication, logistics. And Honorable Kabil mentioned the smuggling issue. From the vetting, Honorable Ablakwa brought a letter and also indicating his invitation that he was scheduled for that day. And Parliament, this non-Parliament is really suffering from communication issue, misinformation, disinformation everywhere. Even when we see it happen, we hear different communication. And so I think there's really a fundamental issue with this 9th Parliament. And immediately leadership need to have a look at it. We can't go with the same approach. Yes. I think we need to have a second look at the structure.
Can we also admit it that the minority, whilst they were the ones who actually did the vetting properly, so-called, because the majority were just saying, congratulations and you will do well. Except in one occasion, you saw when the minority left, then Mahama Yarga decided to take time to do a thorough job with Felix Ofosu Kwachi Ofosu, for example. First, can't we admit the minority appears to just want to filibust sometimes? So they are vetting some judge. He says one or two things about land grab, gold pallets that have been, seized and so on. And the minority leader says, okay, so let's suspend the process. Okujeto comes and you see clear attempts to want to stop it, truncate the process, so that you can go to the next day and prolong it. Are they also being fair?
It still boils down to structure, Samson. I think that minority in this committee they have to play the role. We've seen what I do not have any questions. I know you can do the job, you move on. And then the minority has been doing. And it's been happening throughout. And I think for even not just this parliament, that is how we see it. Yeah. And it is not fair, really, not fair to us as Ghanaians. Increasingly, we really are demanding, we have a lot of questions and we have parliamentarians there representing us